I have two questions for you guys.
All right.
You want me to start with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you believe that David Bell is the right manager for this team?
I'm to the point, as much as I believed in him before, you may have to bring a new face in just to try to build some energy and different kind of feel to the team. I know there was a talk a long time ago of hiring Barry Larkin as manager. I'm going to throw this out here. I'm not a fan of that because you know the problem with hiring Barry Larkin?
What?
You eventually have to fire Barry Larkin.
Mm-hmm.
No. So.
I mean, I don't want to give up on David Bell. I mean, during his time in Cincinnati, we've seen a couple of positives, including last year when they won 12 in a row. Last year they were in playoff contention, but the problem mainly this year is just their injuries. I mean, if they weren't dealing with as many injuries as they're dealing with right now, I feel like they can be a completely different ball team.
So you think that because of the injuries, Bell should stay?
Well, I'm not saying that per se, but
Gun to your head, do you fire him, yes or no?
I wouldn't fire him.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Nah. No, I think he has overstayed his welcome by far. I think he should have been fired back when they collapsed in September, if you ask me.
That's fair. That's honestly pretty fair. Fun fact, when they were 17 and 21, so that was 3 games ago, they had the exact same record the year before. They have not improved any, and they have not gotten any worse technically at that point so far.
Yeah. I think it's time for a culture change. But anything else? Sorry.
Your
No,
second,
never mind.
Your second question?
My second question, you kind of answered it.
Okay.
That's what got me confused there. My second question was, what has he done to earn this trust to stay here?
They almost made the playoffs last year. I mean, that's
Okay.
I mean, that's unfortunately. I mean, that's I guess what they got. He got that young core to produce. But again, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Garrett. Since I'm going to throw it your way on this one.
Yeah, Garrett, feel free to jump in at any
Correct
point.
me if I'm wrong here. It was kind of only like that 1 month span that really got hot. It wasn't like a whole second half of the season,
No.
right?
Which one are you talking about specifically?
Like last year, they went on that 12-game win streak, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they ended up finishing at 500 or a game under 500, one or the other.
I think there were I think they were like 1 or 2 games below 500.
Okay, so their big run was because of that 12-game win streak. You can't expect that to happen every year, especially this year.
No,
Yeah.
that's never a given. I mean, baseball's baseball. Crazy stuff happens, but you shouldn't bank on a 12-game winning streak
Not at
in
all.
your season. That's not something you should be doing as a professional ball club.
Yeah, we were getting close to a 12-game lose streak. But Garrett, what is your answers to those questions? I meant to throw it to you earlier.
For David Bell,
Do you think he's the right manager for this team?
I think he's already feeling the pressure now, which I think is good. I think after I think he's been 5 or 6 years. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But he has, I mean, plain and simple, he's brought the Reds back to at least a vague form of relevancy. Where it's
I
like
feel like
they're being-
Ellie's kind of done that.
Ellie too, for sure. But the Reds are being talked about more at a national level because of their success last year. And whether that's due to the young talent or due to the leadership of David Bell is for the fans to decide. Me personally, I think Bell should be feeling that pressure. And I think if we don't at least get close or to where we got to at the end of last season where we're missing the playoffs on game 161 or game 162, I think you seriously look at going in another direction.
David Bell, by the way, was hired in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 5 years.
I mean, so let me rephrase it. Is he the manager that is going to bring this team to the next level?
I don't think so anymore.
Garrett?
I have to agree with Josh. I don't think he is.
Ben?
I mean, like I mentioned, I don't want to give up on David Bell, but I feel like he's maybe in a way not the right guy for
Yeah, I agree.
rebuild this franchise.
I agree with Ben. I don't want to give up on him just yet, but
I agree.
he's definitely
And
feeling the pressure.
that
He's definitely
sentiment.
on. That seat's hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
But you know, like I mentioned before, they've had a couple of positives with him, especially with last season winning 12 in a row. Should have made the playoffs. that last year.
They
So
collapsed
Yep,
again
they
under
collapsed.
David Bell.
yeah,
But I do want to just throw this out here, and it's a very quick answer so we can move on to our next
Yeah.
topic. Should the Reds make a move, or do you just run it back with this team and hope eventually they get healthy and they can make a change?
If you ask me, I think with a new manager, and if you run it back with this team, I think that would be.
But I'm talking
worthy.
about like a trade. So you're just saying do the manager change, not make a trade for a player.
That I think that's because I feel like there's a lot of talented players. There's oftentimes a former Reds player will go to a different team and look miles better than he did on the Reds. So I think if we can find a manager that can utilize our talent differently, I think that would work out a lot better. And but I think you need to do one of the other, either new manager or let's make some moves on the team.
Ben?
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be mad about the fact to try to find a different manager to try to get this team going a little bit. But overall, that's my take.
And then you, Garrett.
Yeah, I think they do need to make a move. I think if the offense keeps being as anemic as it is, they need to make a trade for some offense. I mean, you can't win when you're hitting this bad.